The rain is falling, the fans are soaked, but here's the bottom line. We've got football at M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland. Tonight we polish off Week 10 with a good Monday night matchup between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Baltimore Ravens. The shadow's starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports. Taking it about the 1. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. They'll start on the ground here on first down. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down. Mahomes going to throw. To the right side, and he's got more complete. Oh, he faked it with a juke. Now he's got some room. Finding space at the 40. That one a gain of 20 and a first down. Catch number 100 for his career right there, and it's good enough to keep the chains moving. Now a handoff to Chandler. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down. And see, you look at this defense, what kind of pressure are they under trying to stop a team that has won 5 games in a row?
Well, to me, it makes their job harder because you know you're going up against an offense that's playing at an elite level, and sometimes you can get too caught up in trying to play the perfect game. You're trying to be too precise, too fine, instead of just letting it rip. And I think that's more the priority than trying to be absolutely perfect.
36 yards on the play.
Brandon, we've both been around the game long enough that we know that in pregame, defenses are pretty amped up, aren't they? I mean, they're pounding lockers, and they can't wait to get out there. But when you hit them with some big pass plays early, it takes the starch right out of them.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. Throwing now is Mahomes. Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete.
Man coverage is certainly a staple of their defense, and it's built for plays like that, forcing that incompletion.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Here's Chandler on second down. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. They get 6. That'll leave him with 3rd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4. Mahomes now to throw. That's complete to Chandler on the check down. And the Chiefs are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. Well, no question, this is exactly how they wanted to start this football game. And nice pass there. Now they're set up beautifully, Charles, to finish this off with a touchdown.
Yeah, but they've still got to finish it off, partner, and that means they've got to execute at this stage of the field. So we've seen many teams march it right to the goal line and not cash in.
And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Ty Chandler with his 4th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Chiefs are on the board first on the road here in Baltimore. The point after through the raindrops, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. This is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further. They'll start on the ground with Dobbins. And he'll get this one up to about his 14. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Another run here with Dobbins. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 15. Well, this defense very strong in that victory from a week ago.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
And they'll hustle up to stop him well shy of the first, right around the 15. We've now seen 3 consecutive 1-yard gains, and it brings up 4th down. 4th down, and out comes Jordan Stout here to punt. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. Hardman on the return. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. And it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And you figure this should be a healthy, arrested, a focused unit. And they're working on a good winning streak. They had the week off last week. This is really a team, Charles, that should be in top 4.
I would agree absolutely with that. What coaches worry about, what organizations worry about, though, is overconfidence. They've been playing so well, and now they've had that extra time off. And we've seen teams come back off the open week and come out flat. So what a lot of good coaches do is they kind of game plan for that with their teams. On defense, they may blitz more in the beginning to get them going. On offense, they may go more up-tempo. Anything to get them out of that lethargy right at the beginning.
From just shy of midfield, Mahomes taking a deep shot here for Hardman. And this is caught inside the 5. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Mecole Hardman with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Chiefs are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point by Butker is on target, and it's now 14-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They've been outplayed early, no question. Down 14-0 already as they come up 1st and 10. That's complete. It's Rashad Bateman. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. A quick 1st down pickup. Good start after going 3 and out on their opening drive. A give up the middle to Dobbins. And he is going to lose yardage here. So a 5-yard run the other way in the wrong direction, and that leads us to 2nd and 15. Here's Mayfield. Throw left side complete. That's Marshall. It'll go as a gain of 4. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11. We're backed up here. Tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. On 3rd down, Mayfield. And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there. And now 4th down. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. Nearly a huge return, as it is still a very good one. 24 yards. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. It has been about as perfect of a start to this game as these guys could have asked for, Charles. They've scored on their first 2 drives. They still haven't given anything up on the other side of the ball, so they can already make this a 3-score game here if they can come away with points on this drive.
Yeah, they're almost pushing them to the brink, aren't they, partner? Almost to the point now where it's a loss of words for me, which I know would excite all of our viewers, but you're just now supposed to see that type of dominance so quickly in a game like this. Everything they've done has been working so far. Offense, defense, you name it, it's going well for them.
And across midfield he goes into Raven territory. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going and are controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards, but also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
And he will have a Chiefs first down as they're able to convert on 3rd and short yardage with a gain of 4. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. On first down, Mahomes. And this one caught by Travis Kelce. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Good work after the catch. Going to net him 23 and a first.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Mahomes throw into the hands here of Hardman. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. Line of scrimmage, the 9. 2nd and about a yard. Here's Chandler. Shifts by him. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2.
Some people have been playing defense in this one. There's a little bit of the good and some bad because they did give up the touchdown run to him earlier but shut him down otherwise.
Outside of that, you're exactly right. I would say they contained him very well.
And based on my math, they've only converted 1 time thus far in this game, so you can see the frustration starting to come out a little bit. 3rd downs, they've been a problem for them all game. They've got to start becoming solutions.
So on 4th down, Mahomes off, Harrison Butker on for the Chiefs field goal. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. Butker's kick here is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So 3 points there, and they continue to build this first half lead.
Yeah, every little bit helps, and the more that you can put together drives and start controlling the tempo, controlling possession, finishing with points, the better off you're going to be.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go.
Dobbins hit and he fumbles, and it's picked up by the Chiefs. And they'll have great field position here as the ball will be at the 15-yard line. And maybe that one, and now as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. So possession still theirs, but now they face a 3rd down. And he is going to lose yardage here. The defense showing some anger after giving up the big play. This time they'll lose one or two. Out now is a punter, Jordan Stout. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Here's Hardman to return. So they take the flag and the yardage that comes with it. So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10. They run it with Chandler. And pretty good pursuit there defensively. He's brought down, no gain on the play. 2nd down coming up.
He did have the touchdown run earlier, but not a heck of a lot more than that throughout this game.
No, not at all. In fact, I would say that his defense has done as good of a job on him as they have on any runner in recent memory. He'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Give him 13 yards there and a Kansas City 1st down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful you're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme.
And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. Mecole Hardman with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Chiefs are able to widen their lead here in this first half. Extra point by Butker is on target. And the route is on here in this first half. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores. And I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
Mayfield from the gun on 3rd down. And that's complete to the right side. It's Marshall. And he will have a Ravens 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
When you're struggling on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Second and 11. Mayfield off the play fake. Rolling to his left. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Leo Chanel. And the Chiefs are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield. Not the best of plays there as a quarterback. You're right-handed, rolling left, trying to throw it that far downfield.
I remember a coach of mine saying, son, that's the equivalent of trying to get the car keys out of your pocket with your opposite hand while you're trying to run. You just can't do it.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. They start near midfield following the interception as they begin 1st and 10. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. That's a good way to start the drive. 17 yards and a 1st down.
Let's just call it what it is. This has been a flat-out struggle for this defense all game long. They've really had a hard time slowing them down. And while I'm not big on speeches and guys jumping up and down, They might need their team leader on defense to get in their face right now and light a fire under these guys. They've got to start playing better assignment football and start getting guys on the ground.
A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves them with a 2nd and 3. Now Chandler. And they're knocking on the door now as a good run there. Going to take this to about the 10-yard line. 56 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. A 10-yard touchdown run. And the Chiefs have opened the lead up to 30. Extra point by Butker is on target. And a route is on here in this first half. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. The Baltimore offense at the line set to get going as they take over with exactly 1 minute to go. The drive will commence with a run by J.K. Dobbins. And he'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they bottled them up throughout the game because that was his longest run of this contest.
A good run got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. Here's a give up the middle. And he's going to have a first down, but not sure it'll matter as the clock will continue to run. 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
First down, Mayfield. Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. Trent McDuffie with a pick. And the Chiefs are going to take possession of the football. An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from scoring before the half ends.
Open man downfield is Hardman. He's got it. And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. Mecole Hardman on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Chiefs would extend their lead here just before halftime. Extra point by Butker is on target. And a route is on here in this first half. So not much time to work with here. 9 seconds remain in the half as this one is away. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And he returns this to the 22. Final play of the half, Mayfield. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Juan Thornhill. And he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this first half. So we've reached halftime with the visiting Chiefs on top. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. And no fireworks to start the half. This will be a touchback. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down big right now. So as you mentioned, trying to find something to string together, get some consistency, something sustained, maybe calm their whole team down and find a way to get back in this one.
Yeah, because right now you're down big, you're being shut out. Let's see if this is the drive that kind of kickstarts them. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he's going to have a Ravens first down as he'll take this up to the 38-yard line.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. A handoff as they run the counter play. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. On 2nd down, they'll try and run the counter. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. On 3rd and 1, here's Mayfield. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free. And it brings up 4th down.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
Fourth down, Mayfield. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
And that's a big pickup of a first down. And you know that all week, both sides of the ball, offense and defense, are going through every situation. And in this case, the offensive guys had the right play dialed up because defensively, you work on 4th down situations as well.
And deflating for the defense. They can't get the stop here. 42 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game.
First downs have not come easy, and neither have runs like this throughout this game.
Absolutely not. He finally felt like, whoa, a sigh of relief. We got something going in the running game. On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins. And they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. Now on 2nd and 13, Mayfield. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call. So roughing the passer, and this is a unit, Charles. They hold their breath every time they see their quarterback go down and get hit like that.
Yeah, they understand how important these last couple of months are for this team. They can ill afford to have anything happen to him if they want to accomplish their goals.
And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. From the gun, Mayfield. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked up by Justin Reed.
Well, I think everyone who's watching was certainly hoping to see things get a little bit better for them in this half, weren't we? But it was a downright miserable first half that's carried over with an interception to begin the second half. That's a defeated offense right there, and there's still a lot of game left. I don't think that's the last turnover we're going to see today, partner.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. They take over here following the interception. That's the good news. The tough spot is the spot that they're in. That's inside the 5 in the shadow of their own goalpost here. 1st and 10.
My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
3rd quarter on a Monday night with a 2nd and 10 coming up. Up the middle they go. Chandler. And he will double the space they have to work with as they take it from the 2 to the 4.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on 1st down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in the expected passing situation.
Got his man complete. Moore. And he will have a Chiefs first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Well, up big, but still not hesitating to take some shots downfield, CD. I guess they really want to hammer home their dominance in this one.
Yeah, that much is apparent, partner. If they keep completing throws like that, they'll keep that gap awfully wide as they've established already.
And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. Another strong gain on the last two plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Looking to throw is Mahomes. Got an open man. It's Valdez-Scantling. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
And if anyone thinks they're just going to tuck their horns in and pull back off the throttle a little bit, you can forget it. Even with this big third-quarter lead, I think this team's going to continue to take their shots downfield, and there's another completion.
Taking a deep shot here for Hardman. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. We're in Baltimore, third-quarter action, 2nd and 10. Now a handoff up the middle. It's Chandler, and he's going to be down close to a first down at the Ravens' 41. 80 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. On 3rd down, they're going to run for it here. And little room to maneuver there. He gets it down to about the 39. He needed 2. He got 1, and that's going to leave him with 4th down at a yard. So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. This will be from 56 yards out. And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. And that will extend their lead even further. Well, whatever was said in the locker room during the break must have worked. They forced the turnover. They didn't get the touchdown, Charles, but it does translate into 3 points to begin this second half.
Exactly as they discussed in the locker room at halftime. Get some points to get things kick-started. Now start your half off with some momentum. Gives you something to build on for your next possession.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. As this offense takes the field against CD, remember last drive they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't that just sum up football? We see it all the time, don't we? The defense goes from losing the battle to making a huge play and stealing the momentum. So you know they're riding high right now, and they're ready to challenge this offense and that quarterback one more time.
And we'll see if the offense is up for that challenge here as things start to get more interesting here in the second half. It's a big play there for Baltimore. Give him 42 yards on the ground. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the second level because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the second level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Now Dobbins again on 2nd down. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside. And so many times defenses say, okay, we've got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the field.
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. What's that, 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive, and like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. This one caught by his tight end, Andrews. And the Ravens are going to be looking at 1st and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line.
This game just keeps evolving and changing, doesn't it? You got a tight end who can move around a lot, not necessarily using a big body on him. Sometimes you take a corner, a better cover guy, and put him on him and try and take him out of the game as we.
And he will take it in for a Ravens touchdown. J.K. Dobbins taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Ravens are finally on the board here in the 4th quarter. Point after, right down the middle as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. Here's the kick unit now for the Ravens as they'll send this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And, Charles, we are in the midst of a very one-sided affair. I think this is where you and I have to fill a little bit. You want to regale us with old stories of your childhood in New Paltz, New York?
I don't think anyone wants to hear that, but this is a perfect time for us to start listing MVP candidates, right? The best teams we've seen so far this year, the best games that we've called thus far, how we anticipate the season unfolding. We can go in so many different directions because the game certainly not taking us there.
Oh, I hear the remotes clicking off right now. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Odafe Owe in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Chalk that up as their first sack in this game, and they tallied 4 a week ago.
And probably not as much exultation in that sack as what took us so long. Because when you get 4 the previous week, you're counting on continuing that momentum. They didn't get that done in the first half of the game. Let's see now if they start to bring even more exotic pressure towards the quarterback.
His 5th catch tonight, and it's good for a first down. Well, this one probably not the close game you would expect or hope to see in prime time, CD. But, of course, that wasn't their intent in preparing for this one. They said they felt like their offense was ready to put up some points. And, my goodness, it has been a dominant display in front of a national audience.
Yeah, they thought it, and it certainly came to fruition, didn't it? They've been dominant in so many ways in this one. If you weren't paying attention to this group before, you certainly are now after seeing this type of victory from them.
And able to work about 5 yards out of this as he's taken down up near the 47.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. Here's the Chiefs punter now. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the 4th quarter. Calls for the fair catch, makes the fair catch just inside the 15-yard line. Just 34 yards on the punt there, no return. And the Ravens will get it. 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. 119 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's going on.
I definitely like the play call. You don't expect it on 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, do you? You expect a pass play. Had a little courage there to call the run, and, boy, they were successful.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. That's good for 21 yards and a 1st down. They'll try to throw here. Mayfield. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Mayfield on play action. And incomplete on the deep ball.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
On third down, they're going to run for it here. And they're going to get him down well short of the first as he can only get this to the 30. On fourth down, they'll try and run for it. And he's going to get the first down as they bring him down at the 23. Now, no reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on fourth. I got to tell you, I'm shocked. When I realized they were running the football at fourth in that distance, I thought that was a surefire throw.
I can hear it in your voice because I'm the exact same way. No one runs the football in this situation, right? You've got to throw it to have a chance unless you're them. Talk about supreme confidence bordering on arrogance, and they got it done, keeping the ball on the ground to pick up the first down.
And this is caught. Well, they get one back, picking up the late touchdown here, but still down big.
And yeah, that touchdown counts for their team, but I think it counts more for the fantasy guys, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just something maybe positive to look at on film, but this one's over, let's be honest.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one.
Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead drops from 34 down to 27. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And it would appear that the open week a week ago came just at the right time as they have dominated the proceedings here into this fourth quarter. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds left to play. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3.
Here we go. 49's the mic. Watch 49.
Mahomes going to throw it here. Taking a deep shot here for Hardman. And that almost their first INT of the ball game. Had his sights on it, but he couldn't seal the deal.
I think it's fairly safe to call this game over, but they're still trying to bomb it downfield and add to their lead. Almost makes you start to feel for the defense and root for them a little bit, too.
Play action. Now it's Mahomes. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go in the game. They fake the give. Now Mahomes. And he'll just get rid of it.
Well, they're up comfortably here, Charles, but that lead certainly not dissuading them from pressing the envelope late. I mean, if anything, with these passes, it's like they're getting more aggressive to try to drive the ball downfield.
And that will certainly lend itself to some post-game questions for that coach, and maybe you and I should attend that press conference and see what he has to say, because someone's going to ask him why he continued to push it. My guess, he didn't like how some of the snaps were run earlier, and he wanted to use that as a chance to clean things up, but he certainly will have some explaining to do.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Mahomes to throw once more. And he's got the hook up to Moore. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a first down. Up the middle they go. Chandler.
And a very determined run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 27. Good effort.
And with just inside of 10 seconds to go, they'll burn their final timeout. 9 seconds left. Interesting. Mahomes wants to throw it. And that is incomplete, stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go.
The CD, they're up big, but they're still passing it. I mean, this is an offense that's had a lot of success in this game, and it seems like they're just having fun out there.
And it does feel like there's been a shift out there, doesn't it, partner? Listen, if you're up, you can continue to do what you want to do. It's up to the other team to make you change how you do things. They'll continue to throw it around until stopped.
Well, partner, under the lights in primetime, this offense, they gave the nation quite a show, putting up that many points to come away with what will certainly be a memorable win for them.
And, Brandon, I think it's as simple as this. Some players, some teams, they're just meant for the big stage. And when they get a chance to play in this type of atmosphere where all eyes are on them and all the lights are shining brightly, they show up and they show out.
So for Kansas City, the win will move them to 7-2 now on the year. And another road date awaits them next week as their opponents will be the Los Angeles Chargers. Meanwhile, for Baltimore, it's a bit of a setback as they drop to 6-4 now. And they'll try to turn things around next week as they have a matchup in Cincinnati against the Bengals. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.